I have told you the poem Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa T.S. It is a very simple and sweet poem in Indian English language. Remember, the poem Miss Pushpa T.S. Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa T.S. The poem has been penned in Indian English language by the greatest Indian English poet, that is Nizam Ezekiel. Nizam Ezekiel, it doesn't mean that he did not know English. He was well expert and he was an amateur expert in American literature. Though he was expert in American literature when he studied in Bombay, and then when he went to abroad to learn or to master himself into the American literature, he was literally shocked by knowing, he got to know that British also have cheated in education. British have not only cheated in everything, but they have also cheated in education. Because the education which they have provided in India and have been providing in India, it was for the namesake, it was an English medium. Because the English what they taught us, it was a Butler English and it was a country English. Where in America or in London, the English which was spoken by the citizens, that was a superior kind of English. That was a native English. So Ezekiel was literally shocked to know such kind of a superior English. He came back to India, he literally penned the poem, the ladies or the people, those who are willing to go to abroad to learn or to have their future or have their career in English or in abroad. Okay, so he deliberately penned such a poem which literally hilariously criticized English. Okay, which literally hilariously criticize English language. Okay, so the poem consists of 7 stanzas that we have already done with the 4 stanzas, and only 3 stanzas are remaining. So let me revise the over 4 stanzas, and later I will do continue with the remaining 3 stanzas. So in the stanza first, the poet says that, friends, our dear sister is departing for foreign in 2-3 days, and we are meeting today to wish her bon voyage. So here the stanza should be, friends, our sister is leaving for abroad. Our sister is leaving for abroad in a day or two or very soon. In a day or two or very soon. We all meet today to wish her bon voyage. Okay, we all meet today to wish her bon voyage. Okay, this should be in stanza first. And let's see what should be in stanza second. Stanza second, okay? It represents that the whole poem is in progressive tense. Remember, only the Indian English, sorry, only the Indian languages, that may be Hindi, Kannada, Sanskrit, any of the languages, okay? Those carry progressive tenses, okay? Only those carry the progressive tenses. But rest other languages, okay, I mean especially the Western languages, there is no concept of progressive tenses. Okay, this time I think you have the concept of tense for your syllabus. When it comes to the point, I will teach you what it is. Okay, so now you are all knowing, friends, what sweetness in Miss Pushpa. I don't mean only external sweetness but internal sweetness. Here it should be in the stanza, I mean in the stanza second, poet describes the inward and outward beauty of Ms. Pushpa T.S. The poem is full of progressive tenses. Instead of saying, you all know, friends, how sweet Ms. Pushpa T.S. is, poet says, you are all knowing what sweetness is in Ms. Pushpa. Poet doesn't mean the outward sweetness or the outward beauty of Ms. Pushpa. Inward, she's okay, even at the inward, okay, inward, she is very sweet in her character. Without any reason, Miss Pushpa always smiles because she feels to smile. The innocent nature of Miss Pushpa is expressed here. And also the person who smiles even for no reason, he is considered as man. Okay. And with the not, with the less knowledge of these terms, the poet has expressed how the Indians can speak English in the hilarious tone. Okay. So this is what in second stanza. Let us go with the third stanza. Miss Pushpa is coming from a very high family. Her father was renowned advocate in Balsar or Surat. I am not remembering now which place. So here, in the stanza third, the family status of Miss Pushpa is expressed. Okay, Pushpa, she hails from a very rich family, and her father was a renowned advocate. He might be a renowned advocate in Balsar or Surat. The speaker, he doesn't remember now. See, we don't have to say that I'm not remembering now, okay, and I don't knowing it, I'm not knowing it. These are all what progressive words and progressive verbs. They have been never used and never ever used in English. Okay, so it is only used by Indians. So deliberately, the poet has taken this line. I am not remembering now which place. Okay, so what should be the correct sentence there? I don't remember now which place where the uh, Pushpa T.S. father was a renowned advocate. Okay, so stanza 4. Surat. Yes, he was a renowned advocate in Surat. Yes, he was a renowned advocate in Surat. Once only I stayed in Surat with my family members of my uncle's very old friend. His wife was cooking nicely. That was long time ago. So here the speaker says that once I had been to Surat when my uncle's friend was living there. Okay, when my uncle's friend was staying there. We have visited Surat where Pushpa's father was a renowned advocate. Pushpa's father was a renowned advocate in Surat. And when I was a child, when I was very small, I had been to Surat for once. Only for once I had been there with my uncle. Because my uncle's friend, very old friend, was residing there. He was living there. His wife cooked very delicious food. His wife cooked very delicious food, and it was a long time ago. And it was a long time ago. Stanza 5. Coming back to Miss Pushpa, she is most popular lady with men also and ladies also. This I have explained you in the last class. Okay. Now let's come back to the Pushpa. See, we have to say that come back to. Now what we say coming back to. See, remembering, knowing, coming. These are all what progressive verbs or progressive tenses. This system is not there in the native or the British English. Only Indians, because of their convenient, they use this kind of sentences. Okay, coming back to Miss Pushpa means when we come back to Miss Pushpa's history now, she is a famous lady among men and women. She is a famous lady among men and women. Come back to Pushpa, she is a very famous lady among men and women. Okay, then later, stanza 6. Whenever I asked her to do anything, she was saying, just now only, I will do it. That is showing good spirit. I am always appreciating the good spirit. See here, showing, appreciating, these are all again, and she was saying, these are all again the progressive tenses. Okay, these are all considered as progressive tenses. So what should be the right sentence here? The right stanza, I do repeat, please follow it. When I asked her to do anything, when I asked her to do anything, when I asked her to do anything, or instead of that, always I asked her to do anything, she said, I just do it. Okay, I just do it. Just itself represents that now. Okay, there should be no specification to present that just now only. Okay, these are all what synonyms. Just means very immediately after the statement. So her answer is just now. Okay, or just I do it, or now I do it. Okay, so she has to say that, or the poet has to say that when I asked her to do anything, she always said, just I do it now. Okay, or I do it now. This shows or that shows, instead of saying that is showing good spirit, he has to say that that shows good spirit of Miss Pushpa TS. That shows good spirit of Miss Pushpa TS. Once again, I repeat, when I asked her to do anything, she always said, just I do it now, or now I do it. This shows or that shows good spirit. This or that shows good spirit of Miss Pushpa TS. I am always appreciating the good spirit. I always appreciate the good spirit. I always appreciate the good spirit. Remember, I always appreciate the good spirit. When I asked her to do anything, she always said, just I do it, or now I do it. That shows good spirit of Miss Pushpa TS. So it says, I always appreciate the good spirit. Are you understanding? Have you understood stanza 6? Have you understood the stanza 6? Shall I go with the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The last stanza, here where we sum up the poem, Pushpa Miss is never saying no. Pushpa Miss is never saying no. Remember, when you speak or when you address any prefix, it may be the Mrs., Mr., or Doctor, Professor, or any prefix like Vice Chancellor or Chief Minister, PM. We always say that PM Narendra Modi. Or do we say that Narendra Modi PM, CM Yediyurappa we say, or do we say that Yediyurappa CM? No. Mrs. Amrita we say, or do we say that Amrita Mrs.? No. Okay. So here, the right term should be Miss Pushpa never says no. Again, saying is a progressive tense. Pushpa Mrs. See, Pushpa Miss it considered as an untangible sentence it is. It doesn't have any meaning. Miss Pushpa is never saying no. Miss Pushpa never saying no, whatever I or anybody is asking. She is always saying yes. And today she is going to improve her prospect. And we are wishing her bon voyage. Now I ask other speakers to speak, and afterwards, Miss Pushpa will do summing up. So here I will correct the sentence. If you have pencil and the textbook with you, please write down there. Miss Pushpa never says no when or whatever I or anybody or I or somebody, okay, may ask her to do anything. She always says yes, okay. When anyone or when I ask her to do anything, she always say yes. There is no word called no from her. And today she is going. Today she lives for abroad, okay, to improve her prospect. Today she lives for abroad to improve her prospect. Now we wish her bon voyage. Today she lives for abroad to improve her prospect. Today she lives for abroad to improve her prospect. Now we wish her bon voyage. Now we wish her a bon voyage. Okay. Now I ask other speakers to speak, and afterwards Ms. Pushpa will do summing up. Here the speaker says that I request other persons to speak. Okay. I request other person to speak. Later, Ms. Pushpa will propose the vote of thanks. Later, Ms. Pushpa will propose the vote of thanks. Okay, here the correction should be, we wish her a bon voyage. I ask other speaker to speak. I ask other speaker to speak. Okay, later, instead of using the word afterwards, here it should be used later. Miss Pushpa will propose the vote of thanks. So this is what the poem means, or this is what the poem is. Okay. So have you all understood the poem? Have you all understood the poem I am asking?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, when you see, the picture, or when you read it minutely, you don't find any difficulty in reading, because you feel that the whole poem is right and it is correct, because it has been penned or it has been sketched into Indian English language. Okay, so for us, it literally seems very smooth and sweet. But when you compare the same poem with the superior English language, there you will understand what mistakes we do or what mistakes we commit when we speak English. Does anyone would like to say anything, or would you like to share any of your experience regarding English language, or when you Means when you learn to speak English, how did you feel? Would you like to tell something? Yes, any of you? Adarsh, are you there? Adarsh? Adarsh? Adarsh, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, are you from English medium? Since first standard? Or since your KG days? Adarsh, are you from English medium since the beginning? Adarsh, don't worry, I don't ask you any grammatical question, but it is a basic question for you. Are you from English medium since the beginning of your school days? Am I audible to you, Adarsh? Okay, Adarsh Patan Shetty said he is not from English medium. Okay, are you from Kannada medium or any of the other mediums? You can write here in the chat box. Adarsh, he will be my good experiment for this. So let me know. So from which medium? ಯಾವ medium ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ತಿ ನೀನು? Adarsh, am I audible to you? Roll number 195. See, I have deliberately asked the question to the students, those who have come from the vernacular medium. It may be Hindi medium, Marathi medium, Kannada medium, whatever it is. Okay. The moment or the first day when they start speaking English or when they speak proper English, they feel the heavenly pleasure is in their hand. Okay. Definitely, because I felt the same when I gave a speech and won the prize. Because those senses are very different from others. Uh, when we studied, I mean, whole education in Kannada, and when we came to speak English, that was a big battle for us. Okay, so always I used to make mistakes, and I used to find out my mistakes because I had been, and now presently, I have been kept a habit of writing a diary every day. What I do, I will write it at night. Okay, I can skip my food, but I never skipped of writing diary. So please pen your diary into English language. Okay, so what you do, take 1 hour in a week. Take 1 hour in a week. It may be Sunday, Saturday, or whatever day you wish day. Okay, wishing day. So take 1 hour in a day and read all the things that you have written for a whole week. Means that will be the best mathematical calculation for your work, and also it will improve your prospect of language and also your skills. You have the multiple benefits while you write the diary. Okay, even on my exam days, I never skipped of writing diaries. Fine. So that really helped me to improve my language. So I request everybody, I don't impose you to follow this, but this how I do improve my language even till today. Okay. And along with that, try to watch these big debates from all the channels because they use single word in multiple levels. Okay. That really develops your vocabulary. So if you have a textbook with you, please open your textbooks with you because I'm going to discuss question and answers. Open your textbooks with you and open the page number 150, 150. Open the page number 150 or 150. Okay, here, why does Miss Pushpa leave the country? Miss Pushpa leaves the country to improve her potentiality. Okay, there in the in the stanza seventh, the poet says that to improve her prospect, he says. Okay, so here prospect never used for the man. Okay, so potentiality can be used. So Miss Pushpa leaves the country to improve her potentiality. What kind of a family Miss Pushpa belongs to? Miss Pushpa belongs to the rich and educated family because her father was a renowned advocate, means a famous advocate. See, instead of using the word renowned, we have to use their famous. Okay, so here her father was a renowned or famous advocate, so she belongs to a very rich and a very educated family. Why people gathered in the meeting? People have gathered in the meeting to wish a bon voyage or a safe journey. People have gathered in the meeting to wish a bon voyage or a safe journey to Miss Pushpa TS. What kind of a person Miss Pushpa is? Miss Pushpa TS is a very sweet and innocent person. Miss Pushpa is very sweet and innocent person. She always helps for everybody. She always helps for everybody. Where does the speaker live in Surat? The speaker, he lived in Surat in his uncle's friend's house. Okay, the speaker lived in Surat in his uncle's friend's house. What is the conclusion of the speaker? The conclusion of the speaker is Miss Pushpa's father was a renowned advocate. Miss Pushpa's father was a famous advocate. He was confused with two places. Was he a famous advocate in Surat or Balsa? Later in the stanzas, he was confirmed that he was a famous, renowned advocate in Surat because he had stayed there only once when he was a very child with his uncle, because his uncle's friend was residing or he was living in Surat. So let's see the second. Have you got the answers for all your 1 month questions? I will share the PPT, don't worry. But let me know, have you all received the answers? The question is very simple and very direct.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Later, explain the following statements with the reference to the context, means RC. Okay, explain the following sentences with the reference to the context. The first one, friends, our dear sister is departing for foreign in 2-3 days. Miss Pushpa is smiling and smiling even for, the first one is, friends, our dear sister is departing for foreign in 2-3 days. So the first paragraph is common for all the 5 RCs or reference to the context. So what is the first the paragraph? The above given line, you have to write the line which are those. Okay, the above given line has been extracted from the famous poem that is Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa TS, which is written by one of the greatest Indian English writer. Okay, that is Nizam Ezekiel. The poem represents the hilarious English of all the Indians, the way they speak. Okay, it criticizes the hilarious English which is spoken by the Indians. This should be in the first stanza. And in the second stanza, you have to say that the speaker addresses to the whole gathering. Okay, the speaker addresses to the whole gathering, saying that he says that, friends, our sister is living for abroad in a day or two. Okay, so his sister, that is Miss Pushpa, is living for abroad in a day or two. And the standing second, Miss Pushpa is smiling and smiling even for no reason, but simply because she smiles. Okay, as I have told you that the first stanza is same for everything. The first paragraph is same. The above given lines have been extracted from the poem Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa TS, which is written by a prestigious Indian English poet, that is Nizam Ezekiel. Okay, the poem represents the hilarious English, or the poem criticizes the hilarious English which is spoken by Indians. Okay, so here in the poem, the speaker says that Miss Pushpa, okay, even for no reason, she always smiles because she feels to smile. In the Pushpa has been explained. Here, Surat. Yes, once only I have stayed in Surat, okay, with family members, my uncle's very old friend. So the stanza, I mean, the paragraph one is very common to this stanza also. So here the poet says that the poet was confused where the Miss Pushpa's father was practicing as a renowned advocate. So suddenly, in the beginning of the stanza six, he remembers his father was a renowned advocate in Surat, and he do also remembers when he was a child, once he has visited the Surat with his uncle, because his uncle's old friend was staying in Surat. There they had been visited, and his uncle's friend's wife had cooked a delicious food for them. Fourth one, just now only I will do it. Okay, again the paragraph first is common for this stanza too, and later it has been expressed the quality or the nature, the helping nature of Miss Pushpa. Okay, she never said no for anybody. Those who have seek help from her. Okay, she always armed with the nature of help or the best quality. Stanza fifth, and afterwards Miss Pushpa will do summing up. So in the stanza seventh, or in the last stanza, the poet says that he has explained everything, the physical nature and the beautiful internal nature or the outward nature of Miss Pushpa T.S. So he says, I request some other people or somebody to speak little about Pushpa T.S. Later, Miss Pushpa will propose the vote of thanks. Later, Miss Pushpa will propose the vote of thanks. So for all these questions that comments on the title, the poem Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa T.S., you have to see that the title itself is wrong because the title should be Goodbye Party to Miss Pushpa T.S. I will analyze you, like I will share the summary of the poem in the written form. Critically appreciate the poem Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa T.S. Explain the influence of Indian languages on English as seen in the poem Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa T.S. There you have to choose which the mistakes that have committed by us, like you are all knowing, I don't remember now, I don't remembering now, and like some other words like just now only, nicely, afterwards. So these lists you have to make and you have to focus on those words. Explain Indian culture in the poem. See, I have told you that though the concept of party is from Western, the people, those who have gathered there to celebrate the party, they have dressed as like Indian. So this, how we have to explain that. Explain the poem as a satire on the Indian English. Okay, so satire means critically explain again. The first and the last questions are same. So here, your poetry part is over. By today evening, you will get the note on the whole poem. Okay. So, do you have any difficulty in the poetry part? Because from the next class onwards, I'm going to start with the prose, and very soon I'm going to complete the prose. So, do you have any problem in the poetry of any four poems? Be quick. See, we have less than 2 minutes of time, so be quick.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so all the four poems are very clear for you. It may be Once Upon a Time, The Quality of Mercy, or La Bella Dame Sans Mercy, and now presently Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa T.S. Yes, is it very clear?
Yes.
Okay, start inserting your roll numbers. Start inserting your roll numbers. See, if you feel any difficulty at any time, please you can message me. Okay, I will answer you. Your room number, you can use the meeting, no matter.